That just about puts the wraps on the old South Point 400 here, Mark.
Yeah, wraps on more than that.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional till the end of this thing, but man, oh man, boss, it's been a Boston, buddy.
Yeah, it has been.
It has been a long ride, man, from the Oxford Plains and Pulaski's and South Boston's, the Laniers to the Atlanta Motor Speedways and the Charlottes and the Sonomas, man. We had a lot of water under the bridge working together.
We're about to have a lot of water up here in the booth. But going back on that, Mark and I, along with several other people, some of them who aren't with us, like Steve Blevins and Steve Richards, did the old NASCAR Busch Series at all the short tracks. And we'd ride around, 6 of us in a van, and go someplace and stay in the cheapest hotel we could find. But it was a lot of fun. And that's kind of where we honed our craft, Mark.
And, Doug, let's not forget some of the other side trips. The Hava-Tampa Shootout, Dixie Speedway, the year they sent a corporate jet for you and I to fly down there to do the race and got a white stretch limo ride to the track.
We didn't deserve that.
I mean, 2 country boys. I'm from Vermont, Doug from North Carolina. We had a big laugh over that. And I tell you what, we've just done a lot of great races in a lot of different places. Dirt races, asphalt races, cup races, Busch Series, Xfinity races. I mean, you name it, we've done it.
It's been a great ride, and I'll try to get through this, folks. First of all, and I don't mean to be flowery here, thanks to God, I've been blessed beyond measure. I never got what I deserved. I've gotten a lot of grace, and that's let me get through 36 years of this. My wife is up here today. Penny doesn't come to a lot of races. Glad you got to make this one, sweetheart. She has been the rock at our house and kept it running for the last 45 years, and I really appreciate that. My boss, Marcus Smith, was up here. Marcus has been great. His dad was fantastic to us. His dad could be tough. Don't think he was a softie. He could be hard as nails, but he was fair, and he loved the radio network, and he always supported us. Jessica Fickenshire, sorry you couldn't be here, Jess. She has been a huge supporter. Started out as an intern, and now I work for Jessica in some capacity. So that's pretty good, too. And my boss, Mike Birch. Mark, all the radio stations, you know what it means. You were an affiliate director, and I was, too. For them to give up times on Saturday and Sunday, valuable airtime, to let us do what we want to do, we can't thank them enough.
Doug, we're radio guys, and we love all the other radio ladies and gentlemen out there that have been so supportive of us.
And for all you board ops out there, I know a lot of stations still have somebody sitting at the board punching the buttons. You guys are a special breed, and we really appreciate it. And there's some great local radio stations that devote so much time to NASCAR, not just PRN, but MRN. And thanks for delivering the message for so many years to so many millions of people. All my PRN teammates, you heard me, I acknowledged Brett McMillan today and Wendy Venturini, Brad Gilley, who's one of my very dearest friends. Brad will be, you'll hear a lot more of Brad next year. I'll wait till they make an official announcement. You take what you want out of that. But we have such a great team. Pat Patterson, Pat was here at PRN before I got here. He was,
and before me.
Yeah, he outdates us all. Doug Turnbull, you're going to hear more of him. And of course, Nick Yeoman, Mark James. Nick was here today. Just an excellent broadcaster. Heather DeBoe, Heather Williams, people behind the scenes that you don't hear. Tracy Rice, Ben Blevins, Bill Parrott, Scott Hollingsworth, Rob Albright. Rob's not here, but Rob has been a stalwart in this for a long time. And I'll tell a story on Rob. When I first approached him about working here, I said, Rob, you want to come and work PRN? He goes, I don't know. I hear you guys aren't that good. And I pulled the ultimate con. I said, well, if we hire people like you, we'll get better.
Ooh.
And Rob signed on, and he's been here ever since and just does a masterful job, and it's just not a better person. I've said this a lot. Harold Hamrick, who's down in the truck, he's our chief engineer. Harold and I worked together at a little radio station in Salisbury, North Carolina. And Harold followed over here to PRN, and he, too, has been instrumental. He was working with stone axes and knives when we first got here.
Doug, they don't come any better. Harold will fight always to get the broadcast in the best way on the air. Always.
He's always about quality, and the only time he gets upset is when he thinks he makes a mistake.
Right.
But he makes very few of them. So
that's for sure.
You do great work, Harold. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Kent Bernhardt, also from WSTP RDX, the big voice talent that you hear on so much that we do. He's just magnificent. David Stiles, who's up here in the booth with us today. You'll probably hear David a little bit on the air somewhere down the road. If not, tune into WHIP in Mooresville as he does the voice of the Mooresville Blue Devils, who I think are 7-0 or 7-1 or something. I did not mention Barry Roach a moment ago. That's just a skip. Barry is our sales executive. And Jim Fickinger, who for years has been one of our salespeople here at PRN. My very good friend Jerry Horn. Jerry's the general manager at PRN. You want me to better person. He does a great job of guiding our ship. And as long as Jerry's at the helm, we're going to be in good shape. He's just a marvelous person, and I think the world of him. And Alexis Erickson, who has planned this whole last lap thing, I know it's been over the top. I know it's been a lot, but she's put her heart and soul into it, and she's such a good person, and she's done an outstanding job, Mark. She's crushed it.
Oh, absolutely, man. In the grand finale and all the stuff that happened here in Las Vegas, 10 out of 10.
No, I mean, everything she's touched has just been magnificent. Alexis, I can never pay you back for all of the warmth and everything that you've done this year in planning the strategy. We started talking about a year and a half. She goes, if you're going to do this, we're going to announce it, and we're going to do it big. And so she did it really big, and I will always be appreciative. Finally, the last thing to acknowledge here are all the race fans. I've met so many hundreds this year who have come up and said basically the same thing. One, I've listened to you all my life, which means I'm old. It's nice. But
right.
they come up and they say that, and they tell you a story about where they were, usually with a brother or their dad. You know, we were on this fishing trip, and we were listening to you when so-and-so won a race. And it means you've been a part of their NASCAR soundtrack. And you have too, Mark. And that's the best thing of everything that I've received and the recognition I've got. These race fans coming up, want to shake your hand, take a selfie, and tell you how much they've listened to you. Just means more than they will ever imagine.
We are not lying when we tell you that NASCAR fans are the absolute best. Period. End of story. Drop the mic.
Yep, they are. And I'll wrap up with another. There's a lot of Salisbury connection to the Performance Racing Network. That's where I'm from. Harold worked in Salisbury. Kent Bernhardt is from Salisbury. And the person to my immediate left, Laura Beth Barnhart, you're just wonderful, LB. She is our race director, has been in that role now for, I think, about a half dozen years. And, Mark, she brings a spark to the broadcast booth that makes it, you've said, it's joyful to come in here because she takes charge. She runs a tight ship. But there's just a lightness about this now that we've just loved so much.
We have fun doing this, and LB is the one stirring the pot. Nice and gentle, nice and calm, but stirring the pot.
Thank you very much. And Laura Beth, we love you to death. We other folks, I will say this. When people tell you about teams, and they'll say, well, we're a family. We are. This group that does these broadcasts on PRN is a family. We care about each other. We don't all hang out with each other, but there is a depth of warmth with the group here. And I think it's because Marcus Smith was up here. We've always played the underdog role. And in doing that, you develop a camaraderie you don't get if you're the heavy hitter.
Absolutely, Doug. And I don't know of a person on this broadcast that wouldn't be in trouble would put out a phone call at 3 a.m. in the morning and we wouldn't all come running, whoever it was. And that just tells you the deal.
No, it's been nice. And
that tells you the deal.
Lastly, I'll say, the fans, we wouldn't be anywhere without you. You buy the products, you come to the races, you get the tickets, you turn on the radios and you listen. And we love you for that. And
we had a lot of great sponsors.
Yeah, we have had a lot of great sponsors. And Jerry Horn and Barry Roach are going to go get some more for next year.
So. Okay, great. Good to hear.
Yeah, they'll line up some more. But I've been blessed, as I said. I'll finish like I started. I've been blessed beyond measure to have worked with these people and to have been allowed to talk on the radio. It's something that a kid from a dairy farm in Asheville, North Carolina, never imagined doing 60, 70 years ago, and I've been able to do it with a fantastic crew for a long time. So thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we love you, and PRN will be back next year, maybe a little bit different cast, but it'll be just as good as ever. Good night from Las Vegas.